Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A Crizzy here, and welcome back to another movie review once again. In this movie review, I'm going to be doing a movie review on a very old movie that came out in like the early 70s, between 1971 and 1972. And of course, it's also on a movie that's directed by Stanley Kubrick, who's like the same director who worked on Full Metal Jacket and The Shining, and of course his last movie, Eyes Wide Shut. Oh yeah, and of course this movie stars Malcolm McDowell as Alex D. Large. And yeah, that's right. This review is going to be on A Clockwork Orange. Yeah, that's right. I actually watched it on HBO Max. Since this movie is made by Warner Brothers, and it was currently streaming on HBO Max when I first watched it on the 4th to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Warner Brothers. And anyway, so the story of A Clockwork Orange is it's basically about like a criminal who has it's basically about a criminal known as Alex D. Large, played by Malcolm McDowell, and he pretty much has he's pretty much almost like a criminal who has like an interest in like committing rape and as well as Beethoven classical music. So in an England of the future, Alex D. Large and his droog spend their nights getting high at the milk bar, pretty much from the milk bar, before embarking on a little of the old ultra violence while John Lee Walbring like singing in the rain. And because even Alex D. Large even likes he likes singing in the rain. After he's jailed for bludgeoning the cat lady to death, Alex D. Large submits to behavior modification technique to earn his freedom. He's conditioned to like up her violence and returned to the world of defenseless. Alex becomes the victim of his prior victims. And we got ourselves like a disturbing, violent movie that came out in 1971 or 72. And the movie was originally rated X, I think. I think this movie originally got an X rating at the time. And I think newer versions of this movie are like NC-17 or R-rated. If they had to cut out many of the rape and sex scenes, whatever, because this movie was actually very disturbing. Because this movie was actually one of the most disturbing movies I ever watched. And I think I actually watched because I think when I was watching this movie on HBO Max, I think I actually watched the unrated version because I think the unrated version has more disturbing content and more graphic content as well. Yeah, because there's like a lot of rape scenes in this movie, and there's like a lot of sex and rape scenes in this movie. Because even this movie, A Clockwork Orange, even had some disturbing sculptures, like the sculptures that resemble a penis, as well as like boobs in this movie. Like I can definitely see how this movie becomes like disturbing in like a fun way. But I can definitely say this movie's not for everyone. Because I can definitely understand and see how this movie's not for everyone. Because this movie was like super weird, but don't get me wrong, guys. I still enjoyed this movie. I still kind of loved it at the same time. Like it's just like it's just like a great movie, but also like a disturbing movie too. Yeah, but you gotta admit, it sure does have a killer soundtrack of the Beethoven classical music era, because they actually do feature Beethoven music like Ode to Joy. And they actually featured like the finale of William Tell Overture. Yeah, this movie had a good soundtrack, and Stanley Kubrick actually did a pretty solid job directing this film, and yeah, and I can say this is probably not one of his best films he's ever made, because I preferred his other films like The Shining and Full Metal Jacket. I still haven't seen Eyes Wide Shut yet, but maybe if one of these days, if I were to get a chance to watch it, then maybe I will someday. I don't know. But for now, I've seen 3 of Stanley Kubrick's films: Full Metal Jacket, The Shining, and A Clockwork Orange. Yeah. And plus, I think there's like a few videos about A Clockwork Orange on YouTube that some facts about this movie that you never knew, and also very weird facts that you never knew about A Clockwork Orange. And even this movie almost got like a Best Picture nomination, because I think this movie, A Clockwork Orange, even got a Best Picture nomination, but luckily it didn't win. And the performances I thought were pretty solid, and it's like, And I thought Malcolm McDowell actually did a great job playing Alex D. Large, and I think Alex D. Large was actually one of the best movie characters that Stanley Kubrick has ever created. And Malcolm McDowell actually did a great job doing Alex D. Large's performance, and yeah, so yeah, because I still enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a great movie, while at the same time it was a disturbing movie, because it's like, because this movie's like super weird and disturbing, and yeah, because it's kind of like I said earlier in this review, because this movie actually plays out as a crime film, while at the same time this movie originally got an X rating when this movie first came out. And even when A Clockwork Orange actually first came out, and when it first premiered in 1971, it divided many critics and people out there, since this movie was considered to be ultra violent, like, because this movie was so violent. There's like a lot of really violent scenes in this movie, and of course, like, it's like, and then of course, like, even my Uncle Steven knows about A Clockwork Orange, and that this movie was like super violent, and it's like, and of course, my mom actually didn't want me watching those types of movies, but I can still watch whatever I want, and just in case if I feel like watching it or not. But even if it doesn't matter that Stanley Kubrick worked on the film, but I only watched this movie just for, like, Warner Brothers' 100th anniversary on HBO Max, and maybe if one of these days, if I were to rewatch A Clockwork Orange, maybe I might check out either another version of this movie or something like that. But yeah, so Malcolm McDowell, I thought like, Malcolm McDowell, like the way he does like Alex D. Large's character. I also think it's kind of interesting how Alex D. Large actually that has an interest in Beethoven classical music, and he also has a thing with like singing the song from the movie Sing in the Rain. Like, I've always wanted to check out Sing in the Rain. Like, I've always wanted, because even throughout all these years, I've only heard of Sing in the Rain, because I know the movie. It's just I had never really seen the movie Sing in the Rain, but I know the songs like Sing in the Rain itself, as well as the Good Morning song, Good Morning to You, from Sing in the Rain, because I actually remember first hearing the Good Morning song in one of those Tropicana orange juice commercials. Yeah. Because even the song Sing in the Rain also plays during the end credits as well. So, aside from all that, overall, A Clockwork Orange, I thought was like a fun, great movie, while at the same time disturbing, and it's not going to be for everyone out there, and I do understand that. Yeah, because I know this is one of those movies where it's not for everyone, because most people out there don't like A Clockwork Orange, but for me, I kind of enjoyed it. So I was gonna give A Clockwork Orange like a 5 out of 5, but then I was thinking, or maybe like 4 out of 5. But I was kind of thinking, like, I would rate A Clockwork Orange 4 out of 5. Actually, no, excuse me. I would rate A Clockwork Orange 4.5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I would rate it 4.5 out of 5. Yeah. Some of you guys may disagree with me, but, it's like, that's just how I feel about watching, classic movies from the vintage era, and, just, yeah. And yeah, so if you haven't seen A Clockwork Orange, and if you can handle, like, if you can handle graphic sex and rape content, like, that were used in A Clockwork Orange, like, if you can handle those types of content here in movies, then I say this movie's probably going to be for you, if you can handle like scenes like that. But if you're not interested in checking out A Clockwork Orange, and if you won't be able to handle the sex scenes that were in this movie, then you're probably not going to enjoy this movie. This movie's not going to be for you. So, there you go, guys. So that's my movie review. That's my personal thoughts and opinions on my movie review on A Clockwork Orange. And that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.